Hey guys, zpolt here, and I'm back for another video, and today we're going to take a look at a Moondrop product. So Moondrop is really popular in the $200 range with the KXXS, one of the more popular brands in that price range, but this is only $17, under $20. So really interesting price for a Moondrop product. So we're gonna take a look at it. Is it one of the better sounding ones in the $20 range? We're gonna find out. But of course, let's take a look at what you get in the box first. So you actually have almost all Chinese characters with Spaceship. Information not a lot also in the box. It does come with a different box compared to your other Chi-Fi counterparts. And you do have that anime look that same as what you get with the Hibiscus. And from the get-go, it's looking like you can put it inside your ear for better sealing. A nice carrying case, for under $20. That is a welcome addition. You do get additional sets of tips, and you have the IEM right away. And actually right off the bat, it's really small. One of the smallest IEMs here in this channel. And of course, it does come with this kind of cable. It's kind of like your smartphone, like a Xiaomi piston kind of cable. Or maybe the Final Ease, something like that. So in the lobes, it's really small. If you look at that, it's made of metal, which is very welcome for this kind of price range. Actually, very impressive. You do get a fixed cable, non-removable, which is a bit unfortunate. But you do get reinforcement, which is nice. Cable is pretty thick. It's not super duper thin. It's definitely thicker compared to your Xiaomi piston fits. You have a straight plug with metal build. And you do also get a fork, metal build as well. So actually, even without the removable cable and without the braided cable, I do like the feel overall. For $17, I would say this is a very nicely built earphone. Alright, putting the tips in, as you guys can see, it's a lot smaller compared to your tips. So that is for scale, how small the Spaceship is. It's also pretty light on the hand. So I can see that this can be comfortable for a long listening session. And it's also a looker for me, a bit that kind of minimalist look. So not so bad overall. It does look like a rocket ready for, a spaceship flight. So that's interesting. So it's pretty comfortable in the ear because of that small design. I can see me wearing this for a long listening session. In terms of isolation, it's just medium for me. I can still hear my voice fine. So this is not something that you want to use for, ultimate isolation. It's just fine for me. In terms of looks, it does look small on the ear. So, it's not, your IEM kind of look. It will be up to you if you like that look or not. For me, I find it a bit small, too small for my ear, but it's not really a big issue because it's, light on the ear. It's still pretty comfortable to wear. So very wearable design. And also what's interesting with these kinds of designs, much like the Blon 03, you can still wear it with a kind of over-ear design. So you have that option to go kind of a normal earphone design. It still holds well in the ear because it's that stable on the ear still because it goes deep inside the ear. So yes, that versatility is also really interesting. So definitely for guys, actually some people actually prefer to not have an ear hook. And this kind of design works well for those kinds of people. You have that option to go over ear and also go with a normal earphone kind of design. So let's take a look at how this sounds. Right now, let's go to the sound. So right off the bat, I do like the Moondrop Spaceship. This is again a crazy value earphone. So much like the Blon, this is again in that kind of category of really great sounding products in really cheap prices. So this has a very nice tonality and kind of natural tonality, especially in the $20 range. That is really impressive. Overall, I do like the sound here more than the VE bonus. The VE bonus is again one of the natural tonalities in that $20 price range, but I do like this better over the VE bonus. So if you look at the graph, it's a really beautiful graph. It's kind of a fairly neutral graph, but on the ear it's kind of a U-shape because this has still some boomy bass at the bottom. It's a rich sounding IEM, smooth in presentation, so the vocal region here is really nice. So this is not a super detailed listen, but it still has a touch of micro detail. So this is a very fun listen with the Moondrop Spaceship. So in terms of highs, the highs are airy, very energetic, but not overwhelming. It doesn't have sibilance. It's still well controlled. So this is not a super duper bright earphone, but still pleasing highs on top. And even if with the boomy nature of the bass, it still punches through the mix really nicely. However, sometimes the highs can be a bit thin, but still I would say very nice highs overall, so especially in that kind of price range. And what I like about the highs, of course, is it has the natural timbre in the sound, natural tonality in the sound. So compared to other BA counterparts where sometimes it can be a bit tinny, so this one is not like that. It has still good body in the highs, which is still very impressive. Central mids, the mids are lush and rich, so the vocal region here is really nicely done. The male vocals have very good texture to it, like Eric Clapton's Change the World. His raspiness in his voice just pushes through. Still have some micro detail, especially in that vocal region. So even if it's slightly recessed in the mids, I like how the mids shine still with good tonality and good body. So I tend to push the volume a bit forward so the mids can shine more, because the highs are still controlled, the bass is also still controlled, so you can push up the volume a bit. So still very much listenable and pleasing. Also a lot of energy and air in the sound without being too shouty. So sometimes when you push the volume too much, it can be a bit shouty and fatiguing to listen to, but this is not like that. Still kind of relaxed in a way in terms of the overall vocal region. So I would say super duper nice mids. Of course, if the mids can be a bit more forward in the mix, I would like this a bit more. In terms of bass, is this in the boomy side, punchy and definitely present in the mix. This kind of reminds me heavily of the Blon 03. So actually bass in some tracks like Dream Theater, Dark Eternal Night can be really commanding and forward in the mix because of that double peds and because of that punchy nature in the sound. So definitely yeah, sometimes it's controlled, sometimes it's commanding. So for those who's aiming for a super fast tight bass, this may not be for you. Again, this is in the boomy side of things. But because of that punchy nature of the bass, actually bass heads may survive with this. So yeah, this definitely present and definitely substantial in the mix. And because of that punchiness and that liveliness in the music, still the bass here gets good marks for me. In terms of detail, this is not a super detailed earphone. There's some micro detail but not bleeding in detail, so this is just alright. Response also is just alright for me, not super duper fast. Still has some micro detail, especially in that mids. As I mentioned, the raspiness in the vocal region sometimes shines, but this is not a super duper fast earphone. The NiceHCK DB3 will still be faster compared to the Moondrop Spaceship. Tonality is really good on this in the natural side. One of the best in the $20 price range. So if you're looking for something in the $20 price range and you need the best tonality, Moondrop Spaceship might be your pick. Stage is big on this, one of the biggest, if not the biggest that I've heard in the price range. Definitely bigger than the DB3, bigger than the VE bonus. So really impressive stage. Imaging is also pretty good, above average. So separation here is just alright because of that kind of warmish tone and also rich presentation and also boomy bass at the bottom. Separation is not super black and white, so this is not something that you want to use for some mixing. So overall, this is a very nice sounding earphone. Super duper like it on the ear. Very enjoyable, very fun to listen to, but still nice tonality. Still revealing sound, airy sound, and yeah, super duper fun listen and nicely priced for $17. Heavily reminds me of the Blon or even the T2 in terms of the overall sound. Of course, I still like those two over this one. They're both in the same family. So compared to the VE bonus IE, so the Spaceship has a more open sound, more revealing sound. The VE bonus sounds more veiled and kind of muffled in comparison. So the VE bonus has a warmer signature, less separation, more closed-in sound, more veiled in comparison. The Spaceship has a more rich sound, thicker body, brighter, better signature on the ear. Also more airy sound, less sibilance, and I would say better separation also. So I prefer the Spaceship more than the VE bonus IE. Compared to the NiceHCK DB3, so in the ear it's kind of similar in the overall signature, but NiceHCK DB3 is more a U-shaped sound more than the Spaceship. So the Spaceship has more forward mids compared to the DB3. So overall the bass is tighter in the DB3. The vocals are more rich forward on the mix in the Spaceship. It's more expansive stage on the Spaceship. The detail is better and more articulate in the DB3. Better tonality in the Spaceship. So they're just throwing shades at each other. So I would say they're both equal for me in my favoritism. If you like a more lush, rich vocals, better tonality, and more commanding bass, go for the Spaceship. If you like a more tight bass, more detailed and more articulate pair, kind of a BA kind of sound, of course, go with the DB3. Alright, so compared to the Blon 03, so I thought of comparing this to the Blon because they really sound close for me. So they're similar in tonality. The Blon is brighter, more revealing, and more rich sound in the Blon. So the Blon has better body overall, also better micro detail and a slightly bigger stage in the Blon 03. So definitely they're differently tuned. Both are really close, I'd say, but yes, overall I still like the Blon more. Moondrop Spaceship, first Moondrop in the channel, really made waves here in this review. I really like the overall sound and the overall package also. It looks, you know, upscale. It has that build, that metal kind of build. The fit on the ear is really nice, and of course that sound, the natural tonality in the sound, you know, that kind of price range, $17. As I mentioned, I kind of find it equal for me in my favorite system compared to the NiceHCK DB3. So yes, for $20 range, I would definitely highly recommend it. This will be one of our top recommendations from now on. Good job, Moondrop. So that's my review of the Moondrop Spaceship. So because of these, I'm really excited to check out other Moondrop products. So yes, especially, you know, the more expensive one, because you know, for $70 this is something that they can do. How about the $200 range? That must be really awesome. So yes, if you learned something, of course leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Have you heard of the Moondrop Spaceship? What do you think of them? Do you like it, not like it? Let me know down in the comments below. And what Moondrop should I check in the future? What product from Moondrop? Let me know also down in the comments below. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.